Hello, so my name is Sophie and I'm an illustrator living in the UK. My channel is all about painting with me, giving some inspiration, little tips and tricks, animation tutorials, so check it out if you're interested, or if you're just here for the entertainment value, that's totally fine. Grab a cup of coffee, a snack, get a blanket, all those good things. So onto the video. This is going to be day 3 of Folktale week and the prompt is Courtship. Do a couple of sketches at the beginning to see what I'm going to paint based on the story, which you will hear in a moment. So I draw up the sketch with my favourite mechanical pencil. So now I'm just grabbing my kneadable eraser and rolling that all over my sketch, and this is to remove the layer of graphite that's the excess on top of the paper, so that when I wet it with the paint it doesn't get all smudgy and ruin the painting. And I grab my gouache paints, put a little bit in a palette and then tape off the edges so I get a nice clean edge at the end. Now is the perfect time to jump into the story, to let you all know what I'm painting and what it's based on. So buckle up because this one is pretty long today, but it is interesting. The story is The Legend of the Bride from the Red Lake. Now, the Red Lake is a Welsh lake situated on Mount Snowdon. The tale goes that there was once a farmer who rode his horse up to the lake. He took his horse to the water to drink, as it was a hot day, and he sat lazily on its back, gazing at the ripples moving gently across the surface. What he saw next made him jump. Under the surface of the water he saw the face of the loveliest maiden he had ever seen. He was spellbound, staring wide-eyed at her, and she calmly gazed back at him. She slowly emerged from the water, and the farmer jumped from his horse, splashing his way towards her. The vision vanished, and reappeared in another part of the lake. This happened again and again until the farmer was exhausted, disheartened, and sadly rode home. Early the next morning, with the lovely maiden fresh in his mind, the farmer rode to the lake, hoping to catch a glimpse of her again. He spent all morning staring at the water, but to no avail. He grew bored and hungry, so took out an apple. As he munched away, the maiden suddenly appeared, begging him to throw her one of his apples. The farmer was surprised, yet he managed to keep his wits about him, and told the maiden that she could have one, but she must come and fetch it herself. Taking one from his bag, he held it out to her temptingly, showing her the beautiful shiny red side and then its luscious green side. The maiden tentatively moved closer and closer. Unsure, she reached out and took it in her hand. The farmer grasped her wrist with his other hand, and she screamed at the top of her voice. The lake suddenly became a mass of ripples, and from the lake erupted an old man with a mass of tangled hair and a long beard. "Mortal man, what do you want of my daughter?" he cried. "I want your daughter to be my wife. I love her more than life," cried the farmer. He begged and pleaded. The old man of the lake finally consented, but he laid one condition, which, if broken, the marriage would be two. Under no circumstances must the farmer ever strike his wife with clay. Now, the farmer was a decent man, and could not imagine striking his wife with anything, let alone clay, so he eagerly accepted the condition. The farmer and the maiden of the Red Lake were married and lived happily together. They took great pleasure in each other's company and did everything together. One day the wife reminded her husband of those wonderful apples. As a gift, he presented her with a sapling to plant, so that she could always have a supply of the apples that she loved. She was overjoyed, and they began digging a hole to plant the sapling. She held the tree while he dug, and when the hole was deep enough, the farmer beckoned to his wife to place the sapling in the hole as he filled it. He enthusiastically threw the last spade of soil over his shoulder without looking. A clod of clay hit his wife square on the chest. Although it had not hurt her, she burst into tears, bitterly sobbing, "Goodbye, my love, forever goodbye." She ran back to the Red Lake, into its waters, never to be seen again. And the farmer spent the rest of his days in loneliness and misery, mourning the loss of his beloved wife. So there we go, that is the tale that my painting is based on today. And now I'm just darkening up some of the areas of the water to make it look like shadows and deeper bits of water, and then going in with a thin brush to add some little line details to look like ripples and waves and reflections on the surface of the water. I used gouache again for this painting, as I have done with all of the paintings in this series. And for the finishing touches, I used this Reeves acrylic silver metallic paint, just to add some little sparkles, stars and bubbles around the maiden of the lake to make her look extra magical and fantastical. And now I'm just taping off the painting so that I can go ahead and paint a border, and then none of the paint will get onto any of my painting and ruin it, hopefully. And there we go with some tape peeling action. And I just decorated the border with some motifs from the story, like the mountains and the apple, and of course some stars. And there we have it, the finished piece. I hope you guys enjoyed the story and the painting. Let me know if you joined in too. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for watching.